morning and welcome back to another vlog. It's been a very long time since I've sat down and filmed anything, so you'll have to excuse me if I kind of have forgotten how to talk to the camera. This does feel very weird and foreign for me right now, but I feel ready to jump back in. Today I just want to have a really cozy day because it is the perfect chilly, rainy day today, and in August those are very few and far between, and I'm just ready for fall. I'm done with the heat, I'm done with summer. I just want to cozy up. The past few days have been like actually chilly enough to wear sweaters and like be bundled in blankets and have the windows open, and it's been just slightly rainy and breezy. It's been perfect. I have quite a few sort of projects and hobbies and things that I'm kind of in the middle of right now, so I just thought I would film a day, maybe a day or two, I don't know, and just get up to a cozy time. First of all, this is the most important, is the tea that I'm drinking. I found a dirty chai tea. I absolutely love chai tea, and usually when I go to a coffee shop I don't get a chai tea latte because they're not usually strong enough for me. It's so hit or miss depending on the coffee shop if they use a concentrate or if they actually use the tea, and you know, what the heck is the situation there. Sometimes they literally just taste like cinnamon water. So I like to get a dirty chai, which if you don't know what this is, let me introduce you because this could be your perfect fall drink coming up. A dirty chai is just a chai latte, but they add a shot of espresso to it as well. And that to me, I think just creates the perfect flavor. It adds a little bit of like robustness to the chai. I just love it. So I found a dirty chai tea. It has espresso in it. I've never tried a tea that has espresso, so I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm very picky about coffee, so I don't know if like steeping a random espresso in a tea bag is really gonna taste that great, but I really hope it does. Okay, I don't think I like it. It does have that very like instant coffee sort of taste that I was afraid of, so I don't know if this is a winner. One of the things that I slightly got into when I was away, I'm just gonna say I was away, make it sound mysterious, is weaving. I almost set it on fire. You can see up here I have this loom that I made. That's one that I'm working on currently. Basically, I started doing this with strips of cotton fabric. I just cut them into like 1-inch strips, just to make it go by a little bit quicker while I was learning, as opposed to using like a wool yarn or something like that. I'm definitely not at that level, but considering I haven't looked at a single tutorial, I haven't read anything, I've literally just been looking at pictures of like fairly primitive looms, I think this is pretty darn good. I am obsessed with plaid and like tartan prints, and to be able to weave my own plaid, like I'm pretty pleased with this. I've shared this with some people that are just like not really that into like fiber arts and things like that, that are like, oh, that's nice. I'm like, no, you don't get it. I constructed this. I don't know, I just feel like weaving is so spooky almost. Like, this was just a bunch of strings and then you weave it together to make a pattern. Not only a pattern, but like a solid piece of cloth that you can actually do things with. I thought it was pretty darn cool, and I was very excited to share this in a video. The act of weaving I also just found to be so therapeutic, and there's something, again, like very primitive feeling about it, because weaving is something that humans have been doing for so long. It actually, like, not to sound too cliche, but it did feel very like connected to like ways of the past. Like, I think it's very cool to learn a new skill today that is kind of obsolete for everyday people. I know obviously weaving isn't obsolete, but just for the everyday person who doesn't actually have to put things together for themselves, it's really cool to pick up a skill like that for no reason other than just to appreciate how people used to do things. First thing on my agenda today though, I've been working on another video about sewing my fall wardrobe. I've made, I think, 4 pieces now for that, kind of like staple pieces that I really feel like I either need to fill in a blank in my wardrobe with, or I don't have that piece at all, or in the case of the thing that I'm going to be working on today, it's replacing a staple that I've already kind of worn to the ground. So I'm going to be working on a tiered skirt. It's also very rare that I write out a plan for what I'm going to make and then I actually make it. So I just did these little sketches of kind of the things that I had in mind and how I wanted to use each fabric that I have. And I've made 2 out of 4 of these things, which is kind of crazy that I was actually able to stick to a plan. And they both kind of look vaguely like what I had sketched, which never happens. Everything always ends up being so different than the original I had in mind. So I'm pretty happy about that. I don't think you'll be able to see any of this very well because they're just black, but if you've been watching my channel for a while, you've probably seen me in this skirt a bunch because I wear it all the time. It's just a very basic, you can't see literally anything distinguishing about this, but it's just a very basic long tiered black cotton skirt. When I originally got this, it had, I think, 2 extra tiers on the bottom, and this was like one of the very first skirts long skirts I ever actually got into wearing. I think I got this 2 winters ago, and when I originally tried it on, I just felt like way too pioneerish because it was so long. And so I didn't wear it for a while. I let it sit in my closet, and then one day I just decided to cut off 2 of the tiers. But as I've started incorporating long skirts into my wardrobe more, they've kind of become a core staple. Like, I wear them more than pants. I am way more comfortable with a long skirt now, and even this seems to just be like a slightly awkward length. We're gonna take inspiration from this. I was thinking this morning I might actually even use the lining. Maybe just cut the tiers off of here and then be able to work off of that. I could even repurpose the elastic that's in the waistband. I'm not sure. But I'm gonna try working with that. I haven't decided how I'm gonna finish the seams attaching the tiers on. I might not even end up making it tiered. It's just gonna be a very simple, basic, long black skirt. Oh, I didn't even say what fabric I'm doing. This fabric I thrifted. I'm assuming it's a cotton. I'm really trying to only wear natural fibers. It's not an eyelet, but it has a bunch of embroidery on it in the style that an eyelet would normally be, like with all the little loops and stuff, but it just doesn't have any holes. Oh dear, is this very linty? I think it is. Slight change of plans, I fear. I don't think I'm gonna use that fabric, and I might honestly just return it. I've opened the windows, so sorry if you can hear traffic now. I just started sneezing a bunch, and I literally had, my nose was full of black lint. And then I started feeling the fabric, and there's like this, it almost feels like the fabric was like disintegrating into my hands. I was rubbing it between my fingers. Oh my god. I was rubbing it between my fingers, and I had like a film of fabric on my fingers. I sound like I'm really choking up about this. I'm just coughing because of the lint. bedding update because you guys know how enthusiastic I am about bedding. I got these 2 king-size pillowcases recently. I'm obsessed with them. They are from IKEA. They look like this, yellow, beautiful mustard plaid, and then they have these little accents of blue and pink in them, and then of course this gorgeous ruffle. I love them. I feel like my room has been missing some warmth. I've got a lot of cool tones in here, so I really like this yellow for that. And then I think this has happened since I had last been filming, that I sewed some really pretty blue paisley cotton pillowcases. This was from a Ralph Lauren sheet that I thrifted, and they were doubles, I believe, so they wouldn't have worked for my bed. But Ralph Lauren sheets are like my absolute favorite cotton for my bed, and I always thrift them because I cannot afford them full price. But they're just the most gorgeous, soft, I call it crunchy cotton, and I love them. Together, look really, really cute. I'm gonna have a nap now, I think, because I'm so tired. I rarely ever purpose to nap. I basically only ever nap by accident, but I have been so extremely tired recently. A lot of trauma has transpired in my life in the past couple of months, hence me not filming anything. And oh my god, does it ever just sit with you and bring you down on a daily basis, even when you're not thinking about it. Oh my god, it's still dragging you down. So I have just been like chronically exhausted recently, and I'm just trying to be very gentle with myself and give into it. If I feel like I need to take a nap, I need to take a nap. I have my 2 kitty cats to keep me company, and I like to think of this extra resting time just as quality time with them, because all they want to do all day is just sleep on my bed. And so it's just extra time to hang out with them, and that's how I stop myself from feeling guilty about it.
Really rad in the past few days because I finished Let You Go, that mystery thriller I was reading. Being in the mood for it, I read a chapter relating a lot to Iris and her thought process of working slightly delayed.
I had a wonderful nap, and then I forced myself out of bed to head to the bookstore just for something to do. It's been a really rainy, kind of dark and dreary day. I'm trying to keep some balance, rest when I need to, but also push myself to not rot in bed. So I went there. I didn't buy anything, but I did see a couple books that I'm really excited about. Thank God for reading lately, honestly. It has been the one thing that's keeping me sane. The first thing that I saw as soon as I walked in was there's a second book after, what is it called? Vera Wong's Guide to Snooping on a Dead Man. I really liked Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. It's like the coziest cozy mystery. I really enjoyed it. Vera reminds me of my grandma, like so much of my grandma. I just love it. She's hilarious. I'm almost afraid to give it a try though, the second one, because I'm scared I'm not gonna like it as much as the first one. I don't know, we'll see, but it could have the potential to be a very cozy, maybe sort of fall-ish read. I have this thing when I've been kind of looking at a book, even if I don't plan on buying it anytime soon, I always just want to go and look at it in person. I want to know what it looks like. And so the one book that I just wanted to track down was The Listeners by Maggie Stiefvater. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I think she wrote The Raven Cycle. Is that what it is? I hear so many people talking about that series of books. Is that what it's called? And is that who wrote that? Yeah, a lot of people that I'm a really big fan of have read that series and been obsessed with it, so maybe I'll give that a try. But apparently this is her first adult fiction novel, so I'm excited about that. Hi, June. What else? She's thoroughly confused by the camera. No, don't chew on it, please. Okay, if you hear chewing, that's June chewing on the camera. Another book that I had never seen before, they had the sequel facing out and the cover was really gorgeous. The first one is called The Dollar Goot or Dollar Gut Dream Department Store. I'll put a picture of it because I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. It just looked so stunning, and it's a Korean book, I believe, but it's about a department store where you can buy dreams, which sounds really cute. A couple books on my radar right now. Currently, I'm reading Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. This is a YA fantasy. The cover is stunning. First of all, I love looking at this book. I thought that it had the makings to be a really, really good book for me. Basically, the magic system, or at least the magic of the main character, is based in like sewing. She's competing in these trials to become the imperial tailor for the emperor. Basically, in this world, only men can be tailors and women are kind of just destined to be wives and not really have jobs. So she ends up entering this competition to become the imperial tailor for the emperor, but she does it disguised as one of her brothers. I would say for about the first half of this, I was obsessed. I was dog-earing constantly of like passages that I really loved. The way that they would talk about sewing, mending, just all of the like craftsmanship mentioned in this book, I loved the descriptions of. I was like, this book was made for me. Mila, stop chewing on the camera, please. Oh my god, oh my god. Stop it, please. This did turn into like a little bit more of a romance than I wanted it to be. There's also just like a, I don't know if it's kind of pacing issue in my opinion. Like it feels like every time a conflict comes up in this book, it's just resolved really quickly. I don't really have any sense of like the stakes are really high because it feels like everything kind of just keeps getting solved with magic. It's mostly the romance. Like I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. However, the writing is gorgeous. I really, really like the writing. I might give another one of her books a try. And I might end up reading the sequel to this. I have about a third. Well, maybe a little bit less than a third because there's an excerpt of the next one in here. But I have a little bit left to go. So, I don't know. Mixed feelings on this one. And then two books that I'll probably be at least attempting to read. But I got these both from the library. So I have like a limited amount of time before I have to read them and give them back. The first one is After the Forest. I just picked it up because look at the cover. It's gorgeous. The little thing on the back says, ginger, honey, cinnamon, flower, a drop of blood to bind its power. That sounded very up my alley. So this is a, I believe, Hansel and Gretel kind of retelling. So it takes place 20 years after the witch in the gingerbread house. Greta, I believe, starts a bakery and then her oven is like enchanted and there's, I don't know, demon hunting or something. I'm not really sure. I'm excited to see what this book is like. I haven't heard anything about this, but it sounds cute. And then I picked up The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas. I don't really know much about the plot of this, honestly. I just kind of picked it up because I have heard good things about this author. And there were two of her books at the library, so I just picked one of them. This is a historical gothic novel. I'm really hoping it's not horror because I don't really do horror, so I'm gonna probably look into that before I start it. As romantic as it is terrifying, The Hacienda is a lush atmospheric read that never pulls any punches. Horror fans, fantasy fans, and romance fans will all find something to love here. I like that combo, but again, how much horror are we talking? This takes place in Mexico, which I am intrigued by because I don't really know a lot about Mexican history. Set in the aftermath of the Mexican War of Independence, about a remote house, a sinister haunting, and the woman pulled into their clutches. This sounds like it will be very spooky, at minimum, possibly scary. My battery's flashing, so I think I'm just gonna end this vlog here. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you're reading right now. I need some fall recommendations. So I hope you had a good cozy time with me, and I'll see you next time.